Yeah, so hello, my name is Chris. Sorry for the dirt. I just live in my car. Anyway, I've been designing my game, and this is, of course, proprietary knowledge. Copyright happened in a day before video, and before proof, right? So this is mine. Even if I share it anyway, I do want to share it so anyone who's interested can enjoy what I'm making. Um, I'm making a game. This is the map. You spawn here and you walk over here. They spawn here and they walk over here. This is when it's a player. When it's a monster, I want it to be like tons of stuff that just like is fun just to like obliterate back, right? This is kind of like a wild area. This is where you roll. You roll for characters, right? So these are my two male patriarchs. These guys are like this guy and where is he? This one are the dads who like make all the characters. They're the fathers of everybody, right? And so this guy's water. His main thing, he's gonna have blue on his shield. This guy's sword's gonna be like, his thing is he attacks twice, or he doesn't attack twice, but when he hits, he has a 20% chance to attack again. And if he hits again, he does a fire wave. So it is going to be a lot, and he's going to attack very very fast, but he's single target, and he has a move. He can evade, and if he does a counter attack. He'll hit back, and he can also counter attack. He can just straight up hit it, and each one of those has a 20% chance to go off twice. So the idea is he generates speed, and he just attacks like very fast, right, on single targets. This is the healer. She's married to him. He's a water type. She's a light and heart type. She heals and resurrects. She is my big heal person. She's gonna have a skill. So this whole book is filled with this game. I've already made it, and I'm doing programming every day. Anyway, you're watching like something like ahead of time. This is a real game that I'm making, and it's gonna be awesome. So the healer does direct heals. She also does like 3 heals like that. She has a chance to do that. She has, if I remember, he has a 33% chance to block. His spell is he has a block chain where every time he blocks in a row, something else happens. And so he's kind of like Guy from Naruto. If there was an image of Guy, he'd be right there. But if I wasn't just on my phone, I may do it for you. I'm in my car. So anyway, uh, tank, block, AoE, taunt. So he blocks and then he gains health, overshields, AoE taunts, and he has a little bit of a push because of his water ability. This fire guy, he sends fire waves. So he's like AoE damage. My fire ignites. My fire in my game, 10% of all the fire damage um, goes into uh, it goes into a dot where it's 10%, and then it's each application adds a second. So it adds a second onto the seconds that have ticked. So like if it's like if 2 instances of fire damage happen, well, like 0.5 seconds apart, it'd be for 1.5 seconds you would have 10% of each added together. So it's to represent that things can be set on fire. And again, this is a swarm game. Your units will automatically, like, you put them down on these, right? You spawn them. You have a pool of all these guys. You'll have multiple. Like, you might get 2 of him in a row. You might get her in a row. Anyway, the marriage thing, they're partners. Is he's married to the maiden. The tank. The tank is married to the best healer. I made that. That's just how it is. And the fire warrior is married to the bard, who is an air character. And then, yeah, this is the dark woman, who is like a up in the air character, but I have her now as a moon goddess. And these two, the elementalist and the dark woman, they mate the most. She's dark in heart, so she's a vampire. And then this guy's the elementalist. He's badass. I did a rework of him up here. I actually changed his properties a little bit. Um, so what I'm doing here is he has 4 tips you can trust. Nice. I guess that's a good sign. That's suspicious. So he has 4 colored nodes, right? And I don't want any tips or help or advice. I'm just telling you how cool it's going to be. And basically, he can shoot a rock, he can shoot a fireball, he can shoot a lightning bolt, and he can shoot an ice bolt. All of them are independently targeting. He chooses random targets. None of those explode. Um, he used to be where if he only shot fire and ice, and if fire and ice both hit he had a 50% chance in each arm. Where now he has like I have it just roughly as a 25% chance, and it's kind of cool. If no node goes off, he casts a purge, which removes something from an ally or removes something from an enemy, which makes the elementalist awesome. He's like I want him to be like a nuker, so he does a magma ball, just big old lava ball explodes. Fire and lightning both make scorch. It's like a red lightning. Ice and lightning, don't know what it is. I haven't named it yet. Earth and ice don't make a rock slide. He has a push, right? He can actually like push down the line and push things back with a rock slide. And yeah, if you get all four to go off, it does just like a mega bomb. I'm gonna have to design like what a fire. It's kind of exciting as an artist. Like, what would a fire, lightning, earth, water bomb look like? For me, ice and water are the same, and for me, air and lightning are the same. Yeah. But anyway, there's a family tree, right? So you have melee DPS, tank block, AoE taunt. Yeah. Huh. So yeah, and then you have Dark Heart, right? So Dark Heart, she receives. I have three healers. I have this character heals. This character heals himself, but it doesn't count. This character does not heal. See, there's a. I just wanted to talk about this. These are my thoughts of the past few days. There's a there's a situation. Well, here's the family tree as it is. Like here's the other people they make, right? So you have, your water tank, your life heart healer, your fire melee DPS, your big elemental chain. He does a lot of stuff. Your vampire lady and your bard. There are three couples here. The oh, this is the coolest character I've made. This is like my favorite character. She's secretly my favorite, right? The water guy and the light maiden make this. She's a turret surfing. She's a surfing archer. She's a surfing light archer, and she can't be targeted in melee. She moves on this tide, and she can like rebuff anything that gets close. And her thing is she automatically evaporates anything she hits. She turns it into a light mode. So essences are a big part of my game, right? Each essence is a droppable thing, and I have designed like an interesting idea, right? If a fireball comes in, right? If a fireball comes in toward this target, and if the fireball kills the target, the essence will shoot out the back, right? And it's collectible. It goes. I can't decide if I want it to just shoot out and then like automatically go, but it's either gonna be collectible on pickup, which I find interesting. When a unit walks over it, it goes to the unit's home. I think that's kind of interesting. But if the fireball goes and let's say it's blocked, or it doesn't kill it, God, my art is kind of cool. I'm gonna make good stuff. Like it's gonna be a big field of stuff going on, and this is just pencil. So I'm thinking about what's my gaming computer. Do I need to get a Microsoft Surface if I'm going to do a hand-drawn game? Hand-drawn 2D game? I think it's going to be fun. But yeah, it's a infinite auto spawner. There's going to be like big, just like fun wave enemies, some bosses. Like, I guess he'll be good for bosses. His thing is that being on the front line is dangerous. You're going to be getting hit a lot. And my front line in this setup is weak. I actually only have two frontliners and I have three healers. The Bard is an awesome buffer. The Bard plays music, and depending on the notes, which are all RNG, my game is called this. It's called RNG King. And I've been playing games for 30 years, and I'm freaking ready in the hands of a person who only games. Who cares? Hey, once you get over dirt, you never have to clean again. It just stays at a certain level, and that's it. So anyway. Yeah, so he puts off his spells as he blocks. He has a 22% chance on hit to hit again, and he can evade so he gets more hits because he like backs up and then he attacks too. So, and his thing is that he's not really an HP monster, and he's not like, oh yeah, I gave him a defensive skill. It's Furious Defense. It gains like, I like stacking stuff. See, something that other games don't do is they don't allow stacks. And this thing's an auto spawner, so every like 10 seconds, a new wave of exactly the units you've picked, these ones included, will come out of this castle and will fight to the center. So I'm thinking of adding some standard units, like one or two, like, what do you call it? Like little robots that shoot lasers and like things with like laser swords and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's Madara's little weapon, maybe. There's going to be a lot of little stuff. Anyway, also, while playing, weapons will drop. And to pick up a weapon, you'll be able to, you can also roll for them, right? There's a currency, right? It's like a currency. I haven't built how it generates yet. It's either going to be on progress or it's going to be on time, right? Like it just generates over time. And there'll be boons too. So I have something special in my game. It is called a boon. No other game has this, and this is something that I'm doing just for my game. Is no other game does a squad auto spawner. You won't have two copies of all the units in the field at the same time. I will. I guess I haven't really thought and designed about what it means to have two. I kind of said one at a time, right? Because the thing is that they spawn whatever's on the slot. And so if you're rolling for characters and you're getting all these characters, you can swap them out sometimes and put new characters in, so you can make like a really fleshed out army. Like these are the children of the main six, right? You have the water tank, the fire swordsman, you have the light healer. This is like as good as a good character comes, like just all that, right? And they're all gonna have like unlockable skills that I want to write. Um, he's a nuker. He has utility. So yeah, he casts purges. He used to have a block. I don't use it right now. I took his block, which was earth, and I made it another bolt, and then I gave him. I was like, what if the bolt was like fire, lightning, that, and like ice, right? Where would the ice be? What if the ice was the tip? It was like an ice spear, and it was a giant flaming lightning ball at the end, and it was like, yeah, crack, yeah. Or maybe the ice would be like, where would the ice be? Maybe it would be like like how would the ice go with all four elements together at one? Maybe it'd be steam. Oh, it'd be a big. Oh yeah, it might be a big steamy comet or something. Who knows? Um, but yeah, I think an ice speared magma ball would be like especially rude. It would send a mixture of messages. But anyway, um, yeah, this person is going to. It's okay. No one can steal my stuff. Number one, I am unique, and number two, I'm a fucking god. That's why. So anyway, damage, reflection, health. Yeah, something like that. So she gives AoE vampirism. That's your unique trait, and she's like the moon goddess. So I've played with her having summons, because so far in my roster, like these are the first six. These are the launch six. Everybody has these six. That's how I designed it. The children will be available later, and and then this is the only grandchild who's like gonna be like a little baby. He's like really small, but he is the biggest character in the game. He summons a monster. He summons this thing. So both of his parents are you got he's an HP monster bruiser, right? I've got so many cool characters in this game so far. So you got yeah, this is the woman who shoots light arrows and sits on a water jet. She's like a water surfer. Her dad can do that too. Her dad unlocks a trait where if he respawns and he is not the furthest person in the line, he will start surfing really fast and get to the front, and they'll make him do like an AoE taunt or something with an extra block, like make him like a round saver, like give him awesome traits. This is gonna be badass magma bomb because it's gonna come out. It's like raised, right? It's like, and I want it to be a wave wipe, right? But you got to get 425% rolls all at the same time, so it's rare, right? And if you get it, because it's going to be rare, you can talk about 425% rolls all at the same time. And my waves are going to be a little vicious, right? As you're pumping them out, so are they. I'm not going to let you build up like 80 of him, like at the castle. Like I'm going to be taking you out, right? So yeah, my AI is adjustive. I have an AI that's designed. See, while you're playing in this, you're generating essences. Like everything that you do generates an essence, right? So let's say she dies. She's gonna squirt out a light and a heart essence, right? It's gonna be sad. Maybe she'll like resurrect back here and like collect them or something. Instant resurrection. That'd be interesting. But what happens if there's two of her? Well, I don't know. She's kind of just like an archetype. Like these are kind of like, they don't have names, even though they are like, I'm giving them a family tree. It's just kind of both, right? So she's really cool. The Elementalist is really cool. She does. She has. I have a 10 abilities I have to make for her. Is that she's gonna have like, she's gonna just do a standard 100% of her power. I got rid of attack damage and made it power because then it's good for both, or energy. So she's gonna do like 100% every second. She just does a direct heal on somebody, right? I'm starting to love my art. My art is pretty cool. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's getting there. I'll see what it looks like on a computer. I want to get the Microsoft Surface so I can just make it. Um, Damage reflection, health drain. Yeah, she's gonna do vampirism. I kind of want her to summon skeletons or something, because he's gonna be, he has to be AOE single target tanking, and this guy, I mean, he has a longsword, so maybe his longsword will mean that he stands there. He's a, I think about giving him a wooden sword. There's one ability I want him to have. His shield's gonna be the blue thing. Like his sword is just kind of like, I'm gonna give him like a wooden sword, and I kind of want to make him kind of like, he's very like, he's like a Zen Taoist guy, right? And Super Winner me, ha ha ha, tank, block, AoE taunt. So yeah, anyway, but one of his abilities, if he gets a big blockchain, if you get really lucky and you block a ton, what can happen is you can do an AoE true damage. So everybody gets like, he shoots off a star and everybody's next attack does true damage, which cannot be defended. My true damage is great. Now, I gave her kind of today the ability to shoot light arrows because she is water, light, and heart. So one of her traits is she brings a big HP bonus. Where is it? Down here? Yeah, she brings a 90% max HP to the whole spawn group. She doesn't do damage. She shoots arrows that are made of light and she just transitions things out and they become essences. So it's not like a kill, but she does generate a lot of light essence. And she's going to be a paid character for sure. These are all the free ones, all 6. You do not get more characters unless you buy them. Facts. And you don't want to. You know why? Because there is a bonus for only having 6 characters, because when you roll at the beginning of the game, there's going to be I'm rubbing my eyes, sorry. Just a little itchy. In the beginning of the game, there will be a a limited roll, like 1 to 3 characters, and you'll get any from the whole pool of who you have unlocked. So if you leave these 6, you'll always get them, but you'll never get any of these. And so, how to unlock these? Maybe I'll give you a few. Like, I haven't designed it yet. Like, maybe I'll be like 30 years into this project going, still coming. Or maybe it'll be tomorrow. I'll be like, I'm a genius. Haha. But anyway, yeah, it'll be the good thing. It'll be the good thing. Yeah. All right. So anyway, they're kids. These are like, this is what I'm proud of. Is like the Moon Goddess and the Elementalist. They make so many badass kids. Like the Elementalist. This guy, he's like the Sage of Six Paths. He's like a legendary caster. Like this guy too, Fire Sword. I mean, all these guys are legendary. The tank is actually legendary for his power. The water power is so intense. He's like Guy, like I said. When, as he gets hit with blocks, he powers up in a way that makes him just absolutely... He doesn't do a lot of AoE, not to how I've decided. Maybe he will, but yeah. Water, for me, water always represents a ton of extra HP. Water is extra HP, right? And the Bard plays like what do you call it? Yeah, he just plays all the notes, right? He just plays all the notes, like do 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 do, and he does, every note does something. Like there's gonna be crit. For me, I'm gonna have crit on essence. She doesn't, like, my healers, unlike other games. Every game I know, the healer does damage and then she heals a little bit, and it always sucks. So my healer is gonna be, she's gonna do 0 damage. She doesn't damage anything. She's pure light and pure heart. She's as good as it comes, and she sets off like. She's going to be able to just, and she's going to be able to overheal. Yeah, my heals go into stacking health. The thing, okay, this game came from King God Castle, because King God Castle lets you run away with stacks. And it was so much fun because it felt like getting lucky, right? It felt like getting lucky. So anyway, it's a boon harvester, right? So the boons the enemies touch go into the layer, right? They go into right here. The boons your allies touch go into here, minus other rules I might come up with. But yeah, I kind of want it where it's like, if you shoot like a fireball, it goes, impacts him. It shoots a red essence out, and your team can collect it. But if you go and obliterate him, it might shoot a bigger red essence back, but the enemy team can, like, the new wave walking will pick it up, right? So it is kind of like that. And exactly like if they slay one of your characters, like this guy could leak. Would he leak a fire essence? No, I don't think he would. I don't think he'd give any fire essence. At his death, he'd go to like 0 health and then like spit a giant magma ball or something and then die. That's how he would go. Yeah, pure fire, pure fire. He sets things on fire, and as he attacks, he's going, and that's how I want it. It's going to be like the ching ching ching, like very fast, like Cloud Strife. As he gets combos, he'll send off fire waves, which in my game, I want it to be kind of top down, so he's going to do it like, it's going to be like one of these numbers, right? And the first one will be, of course, like the first level unlocked, will be at, he's going to have 3 tiers, right? So there's going to be, first is just single attack, counter attack, parry, all of his evasive stuff, because he's in the front line. He's not going to be a tank, so he has to somehow avoid damage while he's causing damage. So the combination of this taunt and his evasion should keep him alive, and that's what I'm thinking of. And I was thinking of like, yeah, he's going to have a pushback. Like his ability toolkit has changed today. It's interesting. I don't know if he has any seeking missiles, but the thing that I find best is any one bolt. Each bolt has a 25% chance to go on off. The earth, the fire, the lightning, the ice, right? And the colors up here. So let's say he gets fire and ice. They both light up, and maybe he shoots like a frost fire bolt, or maybe he shoots, that's existed in games. They'd be devastating. Lightning and ice, I'm not sure what that would be. But yeah, for all his 2 combos, any one of these 4, I'll design an individual bolt for all of that. So this guy's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's going to have 10 individual attacks. Did I count that one? Oh, yeah, something like this, if not that, but yeah. And my favorite thing is that if he casts Magma Bomb, so I'm designing him, like, I've seen so many bad characters where they walk to the limit of view and then they shoot at the first thing they see. He is going to have a much longer range than where he stops. He's going to stop right here, but he's going to bomb, because he has random targeting, he's going to bomb everything. So he's going to look like a fucking light show. Yeah, the Elementalist is crazy. He's going to be a great support for all of these. Okay, get this, right? So you got a dark heart. She's a dark heart. She heals with darkness, so she's a vampire, right? But she still has a heart, right? And so the Elementalist is not dark. He's just an Elementalist. And so they're together. So they come up with the hot healer, the Resto Druid. He has earth. He has a big earth quotient. And then they have these 4 kids, right? They have a brood. All the other 2 have 1. I thought about having the fire guy, because he and the air girl are together. And there's now it looks like a man kind of, but maybe it looks like a girl. Let me try to make it like a girl. What looks like a girl? Or boobies, right? Gonna give her a little purse right here. Just kidding. He's sexist on purpose. We'll make her a woman. Nah, that's who she. Whatever. Doesn't have to be. Is that these 2 are together, and that all of her buffs is that she plays. There you go. She's starting to look better. All of her buffs are gonna work on SF. Thanks God for blessing my art. Double. So she's going to be healing him more. She's going to be giving him more, like, she's going to be impacting him in a way that really brings out what he's good at. And he gets faster as he goes. And so he's just basically, his thing is like, do a ton of fast white damage and just throw these out, right? And that's going to be very effective, because those, when upgraded enough, are going to set everything on fire. Everything. So that's 10% of its damage is immolate plus 1 second. And then you're dealing with a guy who, he does some fire damage. But that's really it for fire damage in the beginning. You're not going to get any more fire damage with any more characters. Not really right there. Now, the player has 3 spells. This is hardwired into the game. Gonna stay. They have 3 spells. This one's Fireball.
this one's actually in the description. This is always going to be called Lesser Fireball, or maybe just something else. It's going to be like, huh? And then you're going to look at this. It's going to be called Greater Fireball, and Greater Fireball has 100 charges, and these charges accumulate through drops. Some events he can accumulate charges. I think the elementals will still be able to as well. Also through boons. So boons I never really explained. Boons are every single time a new wave spawns, every single boon you have gets checked and has a chance of going off. So these boons go from 1% to 3% at level 3. They all have an effect. Some of them spawn units, some of them buff things in the field, like your castle or stuff like that. Some of them buff units, right? They'll actually like plus 3% health, if that landed on this character, or any of my HP monsters. I do like that the grandkid. All right, so you have this, right? You have these are the main parents, and then Water Lady, and these two are kind of pious, so they only have like one kid, right? And that is the Tide Light Archer. She's gonna be unique in that she can block advances because she can't be targeted, and she always kills wherever she shoots, and she generates light essence. But and she does a big HP buff plus like something percent HP, so she's awesome. And I gotta talk about how things spawn, right? So sorry, I gotta scratch myself. So things spawn. They have a grid like this, right? And then this is like 1, 2, 3, and then this is 4, 5, 6. It could be either, you could put it any other way. And then this is like 7, right? And then this is 8, and then this is 9. These are the standard. You start with these. So you have these 6, right? And what's cool is that 7's unlockable. I haven't determined how or when. 8 happens at, not random, but you have to earn it. Some event has to happen to unlock 8. And 8 gives you 4 rounds of one character. A character, like you can take, let's say you have like a pile of characters right here, right? Like these are all your characters, right? It's just a pile. You've been summoning them and they're all right here. There's stars, you're matching them up, right? You take your highest star characters you can make, and you make a little squad force, right? And you have all these characters to choose from. Well, 8 isn't on all the time, so it's a good throwback. You could take a character that you like sometimes use, and or that you don't really need, like let's say it would be a good character like a hot healer. You don't necessarily need 10 of them. Maybe their stuff doesn't stack, right? You only need one of those. Well, if you have one that spawns, you can just throw them on there, and now you have someone doing extra healing, right? So it's like a person who is max upgraded is going to have 7 all the time. They're going to have 8. 9, my characters have stars. As you roll for characters, if you get 2 of this guy and you drag them on each other, he's going to increase in level. He's going to get twice as powerful. A 9-star character has 9 times the base stats of a 1-star character. So this 9 is going to, what do you call it? This 9-star, whenever it unlocks, it's going to be a flash. It's going to be like, you're going to know. It's going to tell you. It's going to be like shining, right? Whatever you put on there for one wave is 9 stars, right? And you got to catch the wave. There might be things where if characters die, the wave will diminish. And I also want things like, I have also considered like, some of the boons would be like something as simple, because it is a 2D hand-drawn game. It's like a little laser dot, right? Like this little like laser bot comes out and he shoots pew pew, right? I do have lasers. The core team is all fantasy, or maybe they'll be semi-high tech. I haven't really, until it's final. It's not final, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Fireball, all right, Greater Fireball. This does immolate as well, so this will be upgradable. Yeah, there's going to be upgrade tabs. There's also going to be relationship tabs under the characters. So, yep, I'm planning on one map, 6 characters. Each character at the beginning, he's going to have 33% block. He's going to have 22%. This is the only skills they have at the very beginning of the game. 33% block, 22% second attack, 11% 3 heal. She heals, instead of just one person healing the lowest health, she heals 3 at once. And then this guy's going to have 25% or maybe 22% on all 4 of his elements. He has earth, water, which shoots ice for him, Maybe he could fire a water bolt. Who knows? Just a blue thing, right? Blue energy. Um, that looks good. That looks good. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. And then F is fire, and then A is air. Air and lightning are together. Fire is just fire. Fire and earth are magma. Earth and water, I'm not really sure. For me, it's the slide. The elementalist has an ability where if earth and ice go off, he does a rock slide. He sends an object forward that knocks everything back, which is really effective if you're talking about a swarm game. So if I do wings to the side, then I really only need to animate their forward walking motion and their abilities. If I do it like this, then I need to see if I keep it as a bridge, if I keep it as a tight bridge, then I actually only need to do just the 1-2D, and then it's a little easier. Because it might be hard to as myself, let's say he's attacking fast. You want to have you want to have all that action, right? Well, I would have to do it from that angle, 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 from that. That's why you go into those big AAA games, they're have two abilities. They're no more. So this is probably huge, right? But I have seen people that are I'm putting together an RTS, and you know what? They come out with an RTS that has units within a couple hours. So this isn't impossible, especially not for an experienced person. I'm going to be able to make a great game. Yeah. All right, what else do I want to talk about? Last thoughts. It's about 30 minutes in. That's pretty good. Yeah, so the swordsman and the bard make this person who's a fire jet. He is gonna, maybe she, who knows, is gonna be just AoE constant fire damage, and every application of fire damage does 10% of the fire damage over 1 second, but every stack adds a second. So yeah, you are going to get things, and this is why he's gonna have Purge. If 0 go off, he casts Purge. He can remove immolation from a target. That's going to be an extremely this character is so staple. He's the daddy. He's the daddy of 4 characters. He's going to be badass, right? And his wife, she just looks so weird right here. I'm not sure what's really going on. Maybe she will be ugly. Maybe I'll give some uggos a bit of love, right? But she's a dark. Maybe she could be a frontliner. But yeah, so some special abilities is, I think that relationship abilities should exist. They should all have a special ability between relationship, like this guy, right? Casting Fire Wave is maybe misdirection onto the tank. Maybe she can cast misdirection so that misdirection makes something attack him, right? It'd have to be someone who knows him. So a child, right? Maybe his daughter could do it. Maybe the where she is, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Tidecaller. Oh yeah, Stormcaller. So she's got dark. She's got dark. She's got dark of the elements. Only character that has dark. She's the only character that has light. He's the only really elementally has everything. And then this is only air, and he is only fire, and he is only water. And it's kind of cool, water and fire. Anyway, what I like is the grandchild. He's gonna be this little bitty guy, right? But he's gonna be in this behemoth of a being that can shoot lasers. It's gonna be my idea is that this being's an HP monster. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you. I'm good at art. Yeah, I'm good at art. Nope, I'm doing great. Doing great. Thanks for helping me. All I do is win. Oh yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna have lots of my art. If you like my art, you're gonna love this. But yeah, so getting a Switch to a Nintendo Surface. Sorry, not a Nintendo Surface, Microsoft Surface to make my product. But yeah, I'm gonna have my Druid healer. Earth and Heart. That's a hot healer. Dark Water. That's awesome. That's a Tempest character, or a Storm. Very Lovecrafty, and tentacles. Everything is water. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's awesome. Male Fireheart. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that's the Phoenix. So male, it's gonna be a Fireheart, so it's gonna be a Phoenix character. I want him to be a deep in the line, like he literally like flies into the line. He's like a deep diver who fights like a chaos madman and then explodes and then rebirths himself and then like shoots a laser and falls back or something, and then he's like a different character for the end of the fight. Yeah, that'd be badass. He starts as an eagle, which just like dives in and then respawns as a person and flies back. And then he's like, you can get as many of those as spawn, right? You're going to get one of those whole characters come out every 10 seconds. So, yeah, I don't know why I made a family tree and they all respawn, but I want that, you know? Yeah, so. Yep. And he has the trait that you can unlock. That means that if he is not the frontmost character when he respawns, he shield surfs into the front. So you'll get him like he'll respawn and come right up and start tanking again for the other people. So yeah, he's excellent. All these are really good. But let's talk about the enemy, right? Who are the enemy? I'm calling them like shadesters or something like that. I want to have like blobs of blackness that have elemental like shifts to them. You know, there might be like something that looks like fuzzy, sheeny black, right? Maybe like a dreamy thing, right? And I want them to be flutters. They have to be flutters. So I'm doing a video, thanks. They're coming out of here. They're coming out of here like really fast and shit like that. And yeah, so and then you just basically do the meat grinder. And right here are going to be what I call mercenaries. Is you're going to press the buttons and then they'll spawn units. And I want like battle droids. Yeah, and there's one future character I've designed. It's the blue. There's one character. Okay, so I got an essence wheel, right? Where's my essence list? I have a special essence I want to show you. It's got, I'll just write it. So, in my game I have fire, just write it, fire, heart. Heart is an essence, yep. And then earth, water, air. And then I don't do resistances. I don't really care. I just like, it's more like presences. Maybe I will do resistances later, who knows. Fire, heart, earth, water, air, and then light and dark. Every character can have a mix, and my lineage is they inherit certain traits. And then there's a transcendence, which is called this. This will have a special place in many parts of the game. It's 7 for the 7 elements crossed, and then R. So that is the symbol for RNG King. This is also the paid currency. You'll be able to trade your money to get this. And one of these breaks down into one of each of these, right? And one of each of these becomes one of these. So by going for these, you can generate this, right? And that part should be fun, is that you should come out with a match with 100 of this and be able to buy a boon. So when you quit the match, when the match is over, it's just designed. I just like had it in a flash. I was like, this is what I'm doing, and it felt fucking amazing. I just know what my game is. This is my game. You get 3 cards. One of them plus essence, right? One of them is going to be a boon, which you'll want. That is the better prize. And then one of them is going to double your essence. So you kind of pick. So that's not really a losing one. These are both good. But the boon, I have planned 777 boons. I really do. And all these boons are going to take place between common, rare, ultra. What's this one? I can't remember. Common, rare, ultra. Maybe let's just go with like legendary. Now there's 4. Mystic. And then like whatever else, right? Maybe there's not that many rarities. If there were, they would definitely be a percentage. Like common would be like 50% of the time you're getting a common boon, which isn't bad, because once a boon gets 3 stars, once you have a 3-star boon, all the extra boons copies that you get of that, it's just going to become currency again. You'll just get, you know, whatever the each boon is going to have a rarity, and which means how difficult it is to earn. So I'm going to be selling, and this is like, yeah, it's going to be greedy, but I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be selling big dollar packages. Like, yeah, I'll be nice and I'll give you like a $10 package to begin with that gives you 100 boon rolls, right? So you have each time a chance to get any of these boons of any of the elements, right? Including this one. But this one is going to be the only character that's going to have that one is this girl, Blue Skater. She's a bounce shooter. So I think that she should be like fast, like she stops and she does a time loop where she goes around and does something to the whole map, right? And she also has like she's good at evasion. She distances stuff well and shoots constantly. She shoots constant blue bolts, and she's the only one from like the future, and she's the only one who's gonna have this element as her element, and she's gonna generate that. So it's gonna be like a really cool kind of like fantasy game with very fantasy, and then you're gonna have someone with a fucking laser on rollerblades, you know, and who knows? So yeah, maybe if there's 777 boons, right? There could be a boon, let's say a good like ultra boon would be you get a 3-star copy of this character or a 3-star copy of that character with your next outing. And doing like simple art like this, like I'm going to have like that, a few animations, and that's going to be it. And like what is this character? She's like a gargoyle shield. She kind of became herself, right? Let's see if I can like quickly pull her out of the ether. Show me. Oh, she's graceful. You see her? She's like right there. Yeah, she's going to be awesome. She reminds me of Gianna. Oh, I have an ex-girlfriend called Gianna. People used to call her Gaia, incarnation of Earth. She was a lovely lady, very beautiful. Yeah. She lost my backpack. It's okay, I stole a little lighter. Revenge. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's a very pretty character. I'm gonna enjoy making her. Yeah, she's gonna be like maybe she does like I think AOE health drain is gonna be awesome because some of the bards notes just give health to the whole party, and it's gonna be like kind of like a MOBA, right? Where you have like a bridge and you have 2 spawn points, like one there, and this line goes this way and that line goes that way. Except instead of, in like a MOBA you have like 3 swordsmen, 3 archers and a mage, or 2 archers and a mage. Now you have this squad every time, and this squad comes down versus this. So the enemy I want to be, I'm going to have a sliding scale, or you're going to have like a series of enemies, right? And then you're gonna raise their percentage. Like let's say if they get if this team if I can write in the program like if they've lost nobody, if 0 of them have died and 0 of this team have died and this team is spawning, the enemies will automatically get plus. It'll be the same enemy. It'll be the same like wave force. It's like tons of. It's exactly like the commercials where you're just taking out a ton of stuff like really fast, right? And there'll be some bosses, but um, what is it? Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, if you take out the tower, it'll rebalance it so the wave gets stronger. And then if it pushes too far back, then it'll rebalance again. And that is going to be an adjuster that I'm not going to let you see. I'm not going to do floating numbers. I'm not going to do I'm not going to do really health bars. I'm just going to kind of let the visual go. And yeah. So this guy can unlock gates. Like I have designed up to like I've done multiple versions of it of like 10 levels of block, right? And that's like 2% chance, right? You're talking about, okay, 33% chance to block 10 times in a row? That's rare. And so like at the end of that, he has like plus 800% damage, plus 800% speed. So he's just like running, hitting everything with true damage. Yeah, he gets an inspiration. His shield will send off like an AoE true damage attack. I don't know. I don't think he has any self-sustain. Maybe he will one day. But some things I want are like character abilities. So all my characters' base stats at 1 star are extremely small, like 33 health, like, 11 power, something like that. One crit, like 1% chance to crit, and that's only at like 20% extra damage, right? But every star, at a 2-star, all of those get doubled. And at a 3-star, all of those get doubled, right? Oh yeah, 9 times 1 is still 1. Because, whatever. So, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like early models. It's very Cartman-y. It's kind of a Jew with a baton, right? Alright. So yeah, that's my game. That's my game. Pretty much all explained is it's gonna be an infinite spawner with roles for characters who work together and lots of drops. So the thing that's gonna make it fun to play is the decision between rather to roll for an item, to roll for a new character, or to roll for a mercenary is going to be an interesting choice in what you do, right? Because you could get a character you don't want to use and you have to sideline them, right? Or you could sell them, right? You could sell the character. So that's what I'm gonna be. That's my game. Doing great. I'm gonna write that. Doing great. Good going. Anyway, yeah, 47 minutes, maybe a little over. Anything else I want to talk about? Yeah, they all have relationships, and with the low base stats is that like, I'm talking about like you're gonna have to earn some essences to unlock like some story about this character, and then you'll get like +1 base health, right? So it's gonna be a lot of unlocks, a lot of essence farming, and I have it designed interestingly too, because I'm not going to let you win every time. I mean, when the game comes out, are people going to be saying, like, look at this video, it'll explain everything? Maybe, I hope so. I hope they'll be like, check that out. But anyway, what's going to happen is that this person, pushes this way, you push that way, and then, if, like, you want to attack, like, your units will back up. Like, most of these characters will back up. Like, she's going to be slow, probably, he'll be slow. They'll be kind of together. They'll be like sharing the same space. They'll be next to each other. The bard can be like kind of close to the front line, maybe in front of her. He, because he's a long sword, will stand behind him, and then he'll be the front, right? So, but anyway, like, yeah, you could have a character pool back here, and you could have a need, and that 9-star comes up, and yeah, now you can all of a sudden throw out a 9-star character. He's gonna push it back. And so what I want is I want there to be like standard units, you know what I mean? Like a good MOBA, like you're going to have like 4 basic troops go with you, and then you're going to have in addition all the troops that you spawned through boons, because there's going to be a ton of boons, and there's going to be a ton of boons. Like I really want like a variety of like random weird units, things that do all sorts of stuff, right? And the reason it's called RNG King is if you want to win, you just got to get lucky. You got to get the right stuff. So yeah, RNG King. But one of the nice things that I do is, as we've explained how essences fly, how they're going to move in the game, they're going to collect with whoever touches them, right? So this layer is going to accumulate all these essences. So yeah, let's say they push you and you lose, and they push you and you lose, and they push you and you lose. All the things they picked up are going to stay right here game after game after game. And I may even be like, this is Dread Week or Dread Day. You'll never win a game, lose every single game. But I'll put like a nightly like 10% increase on all the ones stored there. And so there's a reason to come back and spend, like, maybe you'll farm a couple essences, right, and get one more new unlock. Now you can maybe push into it, right? I'll have to figure out how to do the math. It's going to be a lot of programming, but maybe it won't be a lot of programming. Maybe it'll be super easy. Yeah, I am the wizard who discovers the most efficient way to do things. I remember all the really good prompts and all the workarounds, right? Anyway, yep, that's the essence of a game. It's gonna be 2D, and it's gonna have, there could be, like, when I'm tuning it, I'm gonna do a mirror matchup. I'm gonna like click something that makes it so that what spawns here, and so I get like all these characters just versus each other in an infinite loop. So it's like, yeah, I can just watch what happens. But yeah, he's gonna be a bomber, just absolute nuker utility. Yeah, she's the light. If I have any light characters, she's gotta have resurrect. Yeah. Dark. Dark is definitely health vampirism. That's as dark as it gets. You steal their health and get healthier. So she gives it to the whole team. And the Bard can push off heals. So the Bard's going to be AoE healing. That's a great looking Bard. Look at that drawing. I'm going to hand draw my game. Like, that's awesome. I can just put that in the game like that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Right? Maybe I will hand draw the whole game. But yeah, I'm making it real in my mind, and if you've been this far, you know everything about this game. Yeah, light arrows instantly kill. Instantly, they don't kill, they just like, I'm going to make a special animation for it, like a flash. Yeah, like, and there's just going to be a light essence fly. Light essence, like, right? Maybe I'll make her slow or make her arrows go through stuff, but it is interesting that you could take her because she can't be approached, and you can put her in the frontline slot. You can put her in a frontline slot and she'd be great for 7th as well because she does plus 90% HP for everybody. But it is a little bit of like, who do you bring? Because the Phoenix is going to be great for deep diving and putting everything on fire. The Stormcaller, of all the... I have thought about this. This is really true. Of all the characters I have, there's only one character that's pure lightning, and this thing is also dark. So I'm going to make this thing like... not Palpatine lightning, but like lightning field. Like, as the biggest AoE powerhouse is going to be this, and it again is for purchase. I'm going to be a fucking dick with it. Yeah, these characters are going to be great. Yeah, they're all going to work together. They're all going to have skills that complement each other, and I'm going to design the game so you can play the whole thing just with those 6. You don't have to unlock any other character, and there's not that many anyway. But they all are the descendants of these characters. They're their children, and they're all going to be just like gods. Like this kid, the grandkid. Look at that. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I am doing my own art. It's going to be really cool. Yeah. So, yeah, and then Resto Druid, Essential, I played a Resto Druid. It's all about heals over time, so, like, heals over time that stack and big old AoE heals. So, I mean, what an amazing... So many new ideas. The auto-spawning, the rolling. I got rolling from King God Castle, but they got it from someone else, so fuck them. Rolling and merger. Yeah, I'll make it so you can spend money on auto-merger. Yeah, almost out of storage. Okay, so anyway, it's been an hour long. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Um, it's just some code, right? How to make an attack loop, how to make all the character tables. You know, I want it to be like elementally. If you use a lightning attack on a lightning person, the lightning person does more damage next time, right? Like lightning monster stuff. Maybe I'll make a lightning monster, but yeah, the enemy at first is going to be a swarmer enemy. They're going to be relentless, but they're also going to be easy to clean up. And I love this guy's design. I'm such a good designer. Games have pissed me off with this too long. His range is going to be like out to here. But he only needs to walk up to here because that's where the people are going to stand, right? But he's going to randomly fire all the way out. So he's going to be hitting things as they're approaching. He's going to be like, right? And it's great. If all 3 trigger, you just fire 3 bolts. Yeah, if none trigger, you purge or dispel. So he's going to be the only character that's going to have purge. He is that, like, that utility is really there. And if he gets all 4 to go off, he's going to shoot a gigantic bolt, and then he's going to shoot all of these like a laser, like just hitting targets constantly with elemental damage. He's going to be awesome. Like, this guy is the DPS. Of the DPS of the team, yeah, he's the DPS. Everyone else is utility. This guy's DPS too, but he's like, this is going to be daddy DPS. Like, nobody else is going to be close to him. So, yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be a dope character. The only character for premium is going to be from the freaking future, so she's the only transcendent one. And yeah, they're all going to be great. The Tide Caller is going to be awesome, very Lovecraftian. Whirlpool, you know, tentacles, waves. Yeah, and pushback is going to be important too. That things are going to have a wave of knockback, and so you're going to be able to like manage and like help it. Like, I probably won't go with this design. I'll probably go with the flat bridge and maybe do like some cool backgrounds or something like that, but just keep the same bridge. Just call it Bridge Battle or RNG King or something like that. RNG God. Yeah, and the boon tables, right? 777 boons, all collectible by playing the game. You can buy a ton of them at once. Yeah. Yeah, Heart and Earth, that's going to be the most pure-hearted, like, tree healer. She's going to be, like, amazing. But, yeah. And I'll keep the family line going, but right now this is the only grandchild. This is the children of Fireheart. So this is the Phoenix, the child of the Phoenix, and the child of so the Phoenix is a transformer, right? It's a very energy being. She's not. She's kind of very human. She's like kind of childish. So he's gonna be like this monster with a heart of light. The way I decided he'll be is he'll be a big old HP bruiser. He just walks into the middle of stuff and keeps going. And he has a laser arm. He has two lasers. Like he has a water jet and he has a just a searing laser. And then he has a heart thing where he like takes the whole line. He'll like, where is it? He'll stand right here. He'll stand right here and just like like sizzle all the way. So yeah, that's gonna be the grandchild's gonna be the absolute biggest. Um, and they're all male and female, and they're all in a relationship. They're all like descendants of each other. It's like a giant family. I was thinking about making some incest, like taking the fire guy and hooking him up with the healer. Like